What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. It's Thursday, July 25th. We are approaching 2 p.m. Hopefully everybody's having a great day today. Today for me, I slept in a little bit. I overslept, and then I had to run out and take care of a little bit of business. Doing the recap a little bit late today. So here we are. I didn't take any trades today. I hopped on for a minute just to see what was going on, and then I came back and I'm hopping on now to do the recap for you guys. Again, hopefully you guys are all having a great day. We're right in the middle of earnings season. We have 263 companies putting earnings out today. Some of the big names that put earnings out so far that I know of is Ford's put earnings out yesterday. Snapchat recently put earnings out. And then I got to go through this list here and see what companies are putting earnings out after hours. But real quick, I want to take a look at the SPY and show you guys. Recently, I've been talking about the SPY and how it's been unable to hold above this 300 level right here. And if we zoom out and go into yesterday, right here, the SPY just slowly grinded its way up and above this 300 level and was able to close above, pretty strong, above 300 at 301. But then today, if we fast forward to today, goes up above 300 up to 302 pre-market, falls all the way down to 301, back down to this 300 level, bounces off of 300. It looked like 300 was trying to hold as support, ran back up above VWAP here, and you see the sideways action right here. That's not showing strength really, as it was just consolidating right here, and then it fell below that VWAP and just started trending down back below 300. And now you can see right now it's testing 300 again. That big resistance level. So until we're able to get above that 300 level on the SPY, it's testing it right now. So we got to see with these companies putting earnings out, we want to see these companies putting out better than expected earnings, blow out their earnings to help motivate and push the market higher. I know Ford's missed their expectations and they had to correct it too. They put their earnings out and then a couple minutes later they put another press release out that they messed up in the numbers, and then they put out the numbers, and Ford stock has just been getting creamed. But I hope you guys are all having a great day. Like I said, there are some opportunities out there. There are a lot of active stocks, but nothing really too eye-catching for me as a trader. I'm more of a long bias trader. I don't really ever short. I'm not a shorter, but when the market conditions ain't there, you just got to be patient and wait. Market conditions will come back eventually. So I have a big list here of stocks I want to talk about. And another thing I want to point out, with the SPY at this 300 level right here, gives good opportunities with the inverse ETFs. You got the TVIX, UVXY. Pull up the TVIX right here. The TVIX is an inverse ETF to the SPY. Every time the SPY comes up to that 300 level, compare it with the inverse ETF, TVIX, UVXY. Let me bring over a comparison chart here so we can go over and look at it. So I'll type in SPY, and on the bottom here, we'll put the TVIX. So you see on the SPY up here at the top, when the SPY sold down, the TVIX went up. it does the opposite of the SPY. I love looking at and comparing the SPY with the TVIX. But good opportunity today on the TVIX, moving from right at the open, this 13 level, all the way up to 1360s, pulls back, bouncing off this VWAP at 1330, up to 1360, pulls back, consolidates, and this is also a pattern as well, a wedge pattern. Nice wedge pattern right here on the TVIX, got tighter and tighter and tighter, right below the VWAP too. This is just perfect. This is what I like to look for. Setups like that right here. When I have a pattern forming like this, and it's forming with the VWAP like that, look at this explosion that it had up. From 1330, got over the VWAP, and just kept grinding and grinding and grinding. It's just way on up and up and up, all the way up to almost $14, and just steady but surely making higher lows and higher highs, moving its way on up, pulled back right here, descending wedge, fell through that wedge, little resistance there, and then fell right back below the VWAP. It's all about breaking down the charts, comparing the TVIX to the SPY. I love doing this right here. This is awesome. And if I was here this morning and was able to focus and I didn't sleep in, this is what I would have been looking at. Because what I seen this morning were a lot of stocks under $1 popping off. But good setups this morning and today on TVIX. And it just goes to show you, if there's nothing really going on in equities, then you can always turn to inverse ETFs. And there's all kinds of them. You got natural gas, gold, silver, oil, so many of them. Semiconductors yesterday was popping off. You just got to get them all together and pick out the ones that you like to follow. But getting into the stocks, we'll go over what I had on my watch list today. I had DBD on my watch list today. I was liking this when it shot up from just below $12. This shot up all the way to $13.40 and then pulled back. Let's look at this on a 3-minute. But I just like the way this $13 was resistance, and it just got higher lows and just got tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. But I was watching it right here this morning, and I was anticipating it to get over the VWAP. I liked how right here it got over the VWAP, and then it fell back below the VWAP, and then it reclaimed the VWAP, and it bounced off the VWAP and started going sideways, fell through it, reclaimed it, moving its way on up, and just sideways here at 13. So there's just a big seller probably right here. That's why this isn't able to get above 13. But if this can get above 13, and I am bullish on DBD, this has a good chance of just running up and up and up. Look at the daily here real quick. Pull this over. This is approaching highs right here at 1343, 1350. The last time it was at this level was back in April, and then before that was back in July of 2018. So this 1350 level is going to be a big resistance level, and I think DBD has a good chance at testing that area again, because all this consolidation down up in here, and then it finally gets that gap up right here. You got the 13 EMA crossed above the 50-day simple moving average, and it's looking now to cross above the 100-day simple moving average. Let's look at this on the weekly. So you could see it right there here on the weekly. looking at multiple time frames, you just see this downtrending all right here, and then it sold off. Nastiness right here, but then it came back to life all right here, found resistance right at this level, and then fell down. And look at just that rounding bottom, and then moves its way on up. So big resistance level, like I said, right at this $13.50, $13 area. So if it can get above that, this has room to run up to, it has room to run, I'll say that. Let's look at the monthly too real quick. Yeah, I like DBD. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this stock for sure. But if it falls below, if it falls below 1250, I'm done with it. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my support line here at 1250. And I can't put it at 1350, but keep an eye on DBD. It is a higher float stock as well. Let me do something real quick. Let's see what the float is on DBD. DBD has a float of 74.7 million. So it is a bigger float. Institutional ownership, look at that. 92% or 94% of institutions own this stock. So keep that in mind as well. And it's an earnings winner. So look at that, DBD. It's an earnings winner, and it surprised its earnings and its expectations with Q2 profit. So keep all of that in mind when looking at a stock like this. All right, next up, EDAP. Looks like another earnings winner. Announced strong 98% growth in HIFU sales in second quarter. And EDAP has I think it's like 9 million. Floats 12.4 million. So also keep EDAP on watch too. Another earnings winner. I'm writing these down real quick. And EDAP. Also Snapchat is another earnings winner. But EDAP's setting up a nice little pattern here. I'm looking at it on the 3-minute chart. Nice $3 mental level right here. Under the VWAP at 325, forming a descending wedge pretty much. So this is currently consolidating. EDAP might be a nice end of the day move for a nice little pop from this area that it's at right now, $3 up to $3.50 at least, because that's where the 100-day moving average is. Look at that right here. This candle, this is looking at it on the daily. So you see this upper wick right here, how it came right up to that green line? That's the 100-day moving average, and that's at 350. The basic moving averages I have plotted out on my charts, just my daily chart, weekly chart, and monthly chart, is the 13 exponential moving average, the 50-day simple moving average, the 100-day simple moving average, the 200-day simple moving average, and I have the 300-day simple moving average. And you can also see too This red line, it's the 200-day moving average, and this purple line is the 300-day moving average. They're both right there at $3. So that's going to act as a big, big support. The bigger the moving average, the stronger that's going to be for a wall, for either support or resistance. And when you got two of them like that, that's even better. And it looks like the 300-day moving average is about to cross above the 200-day moving average, forming a squeeze. And that, if you know a squeeze, what happens with the squeeze? Pop, and it runs up. So EDAP, I'm bullish on EDAP. Looks good. If it can hold above $3, we'll have to see. So far, it's got 3.5 million in volume, but it is a earnings winner as well. Right there, strong 98% growth. That's big. That's a lot. All right. REKR is the next one. No news on it. Just looks like a pump and dump. REKR. See what the float is. I always got to know the float. Float's 10 million. Nice grind today from $4 up to $5, but be careful with REKR. No volume in it. A chat room's probably pumping it up. And playing a stock with no news and it's running like it is, if a chat room's pumping it up and if it runs and just explodes, the SEC can halt it and they can put a T12 halt on it, and the SEC will want more information from the company on why their stock is running. So it's always important to remember and keep in mind, if you have a stock, especially if it's a low float stock, and it's running and has no news, you got to keep it in the back of your mind. Why is it running? And the SEC could halt it if it has no news and put a T12 halt on it and request more information from the company, and the stock could be halted for days, weeks, and then when it reopens, it's going to get a big, big gap down. Always got to protect yourself. Next, APRN. This has just been a nice stock the past 2 weeks. If we zoom out right here, very, very volatile. It's moving. I've been keeping this on watch. Let's look at it on the 65-minute chart. But this big explosion right here from 750, this ran all the way up to almost $14. And then it just pulled all the way back down. And I like this chart. I really do. Even though it looks ugly to most people, I see opportunity on this chart. You got this big, big run up right here. And you all know me. I always like to look for rubber band plays. This stock pulled back all the way down. And what I like about this is it pulled back right to the area it started at, right here. And it had this rounding bottom right here at $8. And from $8, this moved all the way up to $9.50 and $10. And then got a nice little pullback again down to this $9 level. And now it's finding resistance again at $10. Very nice chart. I like APRN. It popped on news here last week on the 16th or the 15th, 16th or 15th, that they were adding Beyond Meat burgers to their menu. And if you don't know about Beyond Meats, they're one of the biggest IPOs so far of 2019. BYND. This stock has just been insane. This opened on, what is that? May 2nd at $46, and it's hitting $220 right now. One of the biggest IPOs of 2019, like I said. And this is the daily chart on it. And this is where it opened, way over here at $46. And people love this stock. Whoever invested in it and invested in it huge, way over here, they're sitting pretty good right now. But if you guys have any stocks you want me to go over, put it in the comment right here and I'll gladly go over it for you. I'm going to quickly run through the rest of this watch list that I have real quick. OSTK. Been talking about this stock for 2 weeks. Just touched $20 today. With that range from $17 up to $20. Beautiful play on OSTK. Multiple opportunities on this stock. It's hanging up around the upper part of its range currently at this $20 level. Let's look at the 1 minute on this. But the past 3-4 days, just trending up from 1650 all the way up to 18, trending up Monday or Tuesday, trending up Wednesday, and then today getting a nice gap up from 19, gaps up 25 cents, and then right at the open, just fires from 19 all the way up to $20. This is beautiful. Look at this. Those mental levels, I'm telling you guys, stocks love, love, love mental levels because people are looking at mental levels. This $20 area, it fires up from 19 all the way up to 20, finds resistance, gets a pullback down to 1975, and then fires right over $20 and grinds all the way up to $20.50. Came all the way back down. It tried bouncing at that $20 level and then failed. And it came all the way down to 1950. Popped back up to 20. And then from there, this thing just trended all the way down, making lower highs and lower lows. Quick consolidation right here, and then fell down a little bit more. And now it just reversed from that almost 19 level all the way back up to 1950. Look at this on a little bit of bigger time frame. It's still in its downtrend. See, it looks totally different. Or actually, it's way up here. This stock going to a halt. That's weird. I'm not seeing anything about it getting halted, but it trended down all right here, all the way down. And I don't know what happened. And then it reopened back up here at 1950, and now it's trending back down. That's weird. No, I'm not seeing anything. But moving on. I had GameStop on my watch list. I can take it off. GameStop is just heading its way out the door. And then Snapchat was the big earnings winner. Yesterday, it had a very, very beautiful day. Zoom in on this. After hours, when it reported earnings, it shot up to almost $17, and then they put a price target on Snapchat. They raised it from they raised it from $10 to $15. And then they raised it from, they did a lot of raises on this thing. The new price target now is $20.75. But yesterday, this shot up from 16 all the way up to 17.50 and was just in a nice range from $17 up to 17.50. Great opportunities on this thing as it just kept going back and forth throughout the day. And then today, we'll fast forward to it, opens up right at that 17 level, fires all the way up to 17.60 and tops out at $18. And since that, it's just been trending all the way back down. You got to tell yourself when you zoom out on the chart, this thing just ran up 1, 2, 3 days from $14. People are going to want to take their profits. But Snapchat is still active and looking good. And then Forwards is the next one. Just missed its earnings from $10, gapped all the way down to $9.50, back up to $9.84, and then all day today has just been trending down and down and down and down, approaching 95 million in volume so far today. And look at it, it's a barcode stock. The float is probably massive on Forwards. Yeah, that float is 3.9 billion. That's ridiculous. That's a huge float. Very, very massive float. So that's why Forwards is moving like a barcode stock, because there's just so much supply of shares. You know, it's gonna move like that. Like, what is that? Fractions of a penny at a time. So stay away from barcode stocks. They're not really, when you see a barcode stock like this, just move on. Don't even stick around and mess with it. It's not worth it. All right, I hope you guys are all having a great day. Tomorrow is Friday. Fridays, I don't put market recaps out. Hopefully, you guys are up in profit this week. If not, it's okay. Don't worry. You know, tomorrow's a new day. Prepare over the weekend and just come in prepared on Monday. We're in the middle of earnings season. During earnings season, we're going to see it slow down in small cap land because all the big money is putting their focus and attention on large cap stocks. And I want to give a shout out to one thing real quick. And that is Chat with Traders. If you don't know about Chat with Traders or don't know about this podcast, most definitely have to check this podcast out. It is one of the best podcasts out there. Aaron, who runs the podcast, interviews so many great traders, and you get their perspective on how they view the markets. Take notes, learn from these guys, take what they offer or spill out in these podcast interviews and run with it. Make it your own. And I shared a video that I watched, an interview with the VWAP trader, Zach Hurwitz. It is 2 hours long, but there are so many hidden gems in this podcast. And what I love about this podcast and this interview is he doesn't beat around the bush. And he's just so upfront and just spills it out about the truth about trading and what it takes to be a trader. You know, everybody always has that mindset that they know everything. And he said something key in it, that they don't listen. And learning from bad people and it's all psychology, and everybody interprets market information differently, and how you are outside of the market with psychology does affect you as a trader while you're in the markets. And it's all about having a healthy lifestyle and being positive and practicing habits and good habits. It's really, really crazy. And I can honestly admit, since I've started trading, it has dramatically turned my life in the other direction for a good way. You know, I used to sleep in and sleep my life away. And since I've started trading, I've found something I'm passionate about and love. I'm running with it, going full force. I don't have to force myself to work. I love what I do, and it's really eye-opening. But I won't get into too much of a rant to you guys. But hopefully you guys, again, are having a great day. I won't be doing a market recap tomorrow. I am always in the Discord chat room, though. So, again, if you guys are interested in the Discord chat room, I have a link down below in the description. And until next time, guys, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, 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 as always. It is July 25th. We're approaching 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a good one, everybody. Later.